Yeah, the way it looks right now, Jim, it does appear that the regular season finales could be the end of the old stadium, unless the football gods feel otherwise.
I know.
In the few minutes I have remaining with you, what's your favorite memory of playing in that stadium? Do you have one for me, Jim?
I have a couple. Number one, I'm asked this question a lot, and mine's pretty much the same. My first game against the Jets, and the reason I say that is I know how I grew up. I grew up in a family of 6 boys. I had 5 brothers. I had a mother and father that we didn't have much. And my dream was always, all of our dreams, I shouldn't say just me, but my 5 other brothers, our dreams were to make sure we were successful enough to take care of 2 people we love, and that was my mom and dad. And I remember running out of the stadium, looking up and seeing mom and dad and my 5 brothers there, knowing that I made it. And now it was time for my mom and dad to kick back, relax, and enjoy life. And that, to me, was probably one of the greatest moments of my life. But also, of course, I fast forward, beating the Raiders 51-3 and going to our first Super Bowl, and something I dreamt about as a little kid, growing up in Pittsburgh, watching the Steelers win all those Super Bowls during, Bradshaw and Franco and Mean Joe Green and all those guys. So it was a dream come true. I never dreamt about, making it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I dreamt about playing the NFL, and that dream came true. And then, of course, I've been very blessed to have the people that I had on my team: Bruce Thurman, Andre, James Lofton, all the other Hall of Famers, including one of the greatest coaches ever to do it is Coach Marv Levy.
Yeah, and then we had a guy who I think should be in the Hall of Fame on the program over the summer, Jim. While we're going down memory lane, before I send you on the rest of your Giving Tuesday, Steve Tasker came on this program and told a story that I have to play back for you and ask you to confirm this for me about the days of you guys playing and then going back to your house afterwards. Roll it.
He had this huge house over in Orchard Park, and after every home game, he said he invited the entire team to his house.
Wow.
And he'd feed them. He had a bar, and he had this bar in the bottom of his house. I mean, a real bar, like with a dance floor and a pool table and the whole thing. And so everybody showed up at his house. Like my mom and dad would come in, or my brothers would come in, or all my family members or college buddies would come in. I said, Jim, I can't get to your house tonight. I got these people in. And Jim would say, hey, bring them over with you. It was more, he said, bring them with you. So Jim had this get together in his basement after home games that was everybody. My mom and dad were there. They're like, my dad was a pastor.
Can you confirm, Jim?
Good.
Can you confirm?
Without a doubt. To make a long story short, we, during the bickering bills, everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody was going, downtown, going here, going there. And we all decided to, I talked to a couple of players. I said, why don't we start coming over to my house? I live, 7-8 minutes from the stadium. We always went to Ilio DiPaolo's restaurant, as you well know, Rich. Everybody went there after the game. And then everybody would come back to my house after for post-game activities. So we would have fun. We'd have the VHS put in. We'd watch the replay of the game. Bruce would have his seat. Thurman have his seat. I would have mine. We'd all be watching the game. And then when that was over, it was time to have a few cocktails. And I'm not telling you how many Coors Lights we had or shots of back in the day, Jägermeister or Rumpelmix, some of those things. But we had some fun.
Well, we've personally witnessed it, Jim, at the Hall of Fame. We talk all the time on a Friday night where the drinks weren't coming fast enough in the hotel with all the Hall of Famers that you just said, screw it, I'm going behind the bar and I'm starting to pour for everybody, and you poured for everybody. You remember that night, Jim, right? That happened. And
the thing is, I almost do that a lot lately. In the last few years I've been there, it's like everybody's so slow. I go, no. I got all my buddies out here. They're thirsty, so I won't help.
We've seen it.
One time I think he said, you can't be back here. I go, well, you guys got to get a couple more people then.
We've seen it in action. And also, I know that there is a spot for the Hall of Famers to maybe get a libation during the ceremonies. that you basically helped create. And you
Very
did,
good.
yeah, you created it. You're like, we've got to get something for the guys. So you've done it over and over and over again. So that's my last question for you with the new stadium. Have you created your own spot? Have you told the Bills, I need my own spot? When the guys come back, we got to get our own spot. What do you think?
You know what? We've been doing a tailgate for ever since I played with same people, Colton RV. We've been doing it for that many years. I don't know how many, almost 40 years. Almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Been having it, and the Bills are gracious enough to give us our own tailgate area. We're the only motorhome allowed in that parking lot. And
Okay.
I think we're going to keep it the same because the stadium is very close, so we can have a little ride. But I've been very blessed. I have Chuck and a bunch of his buddies that come and pick us up and take us up to the suite when we need it. But new stadium is different. I don't have a suite yet. We'll see what happens. But
okay.
I can't wait.
Well, this is part of, Giving Tuesday is giving to charities. Again, huntershope.org or v.org/donate, or me giving to my guests to leave them in a better spot. Let's now use this. Hey, Pagula family, let's go. Come on. Let's get Jim his spot. Jim needs his spot. Or you could utilize the spot. Let's put it that way. Let's get it done in the new place, because I love you, Jim Kelly. I love you.
Well, Rich, I appreciate everything you ever do. I look forward to seeing you every Hall of Fame. I love going on your show. You're a class act. You're one of the best to ever do it. But
Thanks,
keep up the great work.
Thanks,
and I just urge everybody out there to give whatever you can. I've been very blessed to have the life that I have, the family that I have, and you're part of that family. So y'all take care. God bless, and we'll talk soon, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Kelly here on this Giving Tuesday edition of the Rich Eisen Show. Be well. Love you, Jim Kelly. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.